Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital. Michael's Willow frame job backfires badly. Last we saw, Willow was down at the PCPD and under arrest, accused of putting 2 bullets in Drew's back. It is clear to see by Willow's reaction that she is not the shooter. I know a lot of people thought she might be, but no, she was stunned and horrified that Dominic Zamprogna, arrested her and accused her of shooting Drew. Plus, Willow was doubly devastated that her children, Wiley Corinthos, Viren Weaver, and Amelia Grace Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork Mako, saw her hauled off in handcuffs. And then, while Willow was in the interrogation room, a light bulb went off in her head and she realized, yep, Michael set me up. Mounting evidence. Why Michael Corinthos looks guilty as sin on GH. Honestly, it really does look that way because Michael was so sure that he was not going to be arrested. And then he didn't seem too surprised that Willow was arrested. Plus, he has said multiple times, Michael has, that he will do whatever it takes to protect his kids. And he means protect them from Willow. Also, the actress who plays Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, said that not only does her character believe that Michael is framing her, but Willow is also quite certain that Michael is the one that shot Drew. So that also says, nope, she didn't do it. And we all know Michael was there that night on the street right outside of his house. But so far, only the viewers and Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, know that tidbit. But even so, Willow knows that she did not shoot Drew and only the real killer would have been able to plant the attempted murder weapon in Elizabeth Weber's, Rebecca Herbst's, house. And Michael was at Elizabeth's house and was setting up a flimsy reason to drop by. A devious plan. How Michael used his kids to frame Willow on General Hospital. Michael offered to let Willow see the kids with supervision and a shrink there, but I think the supervised visit was just a one-off. So, Michael would seem like a good guy, and it would make her seem so much worse. Plus, it would be one last time for the kids to see their mom before he cut Willow out of their lives forever by trying to frame her and get her sent to Pentonville. And it definitely looks like Michael planted Edward Quartermaine's gun in Willow's bedroom. We know Michael had plenty of time to do it because Liz had no reason to suspect that it wasn't safe to leave Michael alone in her house while he waited for Willow. So whether Michael shot Drew or not, he definitely looks guilty of framing Willow. The investigation heats up. Willow exposes Michael's betrayal on GH. That's exactly what Willow told Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard. She told the PCPD detective that Michael set her up to take the fall for shooting Drew. The next thing I expect we'll see is that Chase is going to take this info to his boss, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes. Willow is going to tell her lawyer, Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, that Michael was all alone in Liz's house right before the gun was found. It's all very convenient. This isn't looking good for Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and Carly Corinthos Spencer's, Laura Wright, son. Not only that, but the timing is highly suspect. Right after Anna tried to serve the search warrant at the Quartermaine mansion but was sent away because of the typo, that's when Michael just disappeared. And the police should realize that this was the perfect opportunity for him to take Edward's gun so that when the cops came back with a correct warrant, the attempted murder weapon was gone from the Quartermaine mansion. So the timing makes it look really bad for Michael. Tainted evidence. How Carly's involvement could derail the case. And of course, Liz will confirm, yeah, she left Michael alone. They can pretty much verify how long he was at her house because Liz knows what time she left him. And then Willow came straight home from a shift at General Hospital and found Michael in the house. Complicating the frame job though is the fact that Carly was also at Elizabeth's house recently, which is very bizarre. Maybe she's been there once. I struggle to even think when she's been at the house. So both Carly and Michael being alone there before Anna served the warrant and found that gun completely taints the chain of evidence and any evidence they found at Liz's house. Even Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, said no jury on earth would believe Carly or Michael's story. Michael's motive on General Hospital. A justified frame job or pure vengeance. Plus, there are some things Willow has done that Michael knows about that nobody else does. Like that Willow was creeping around doing things with baby Daisy to torment Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson. I mean, Willow took a lot of pleasure in driving Sasha out of town so Michael couldn't see his daughter. So, I think he feels very justified in what he's doing. And also, he probably feels pretty smug that he has done this good frame job on Willow. With her and Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose, arrested, Michael may think all of his problems are solved. Willow will go to Pentonville and he can keep their kids safe and far away from her. But I think this sketchy move is going to blow up in Michael's face. The frame-up unravels. How Michael's plan is doomed to fail. First of all, Drew and Nina may pay Jacinda Bracken, Paige Herschel, to tell the truth. She's a hooker. She'll follow the money, whoever's got the most money. And it's going to be those two together, and that means Michael will have no alibi at all. Second, I expect Drew to lie through his teeth and say that he saw Michael at his house with the gun and he knows he shot him. Drew had already decided that he was going to send Michael to prison for shooting him whether he's guilty or not. And now it looks like he might actually be. I'm not 100% on whether he's the shooter or not. But he obviously knew about the gun and he definitely looks like he is guilty of framing Willow. And with her arrested, I expect Drew to double down on taking down Michael. Between the obvious contamination of the evidence found at Liz's house and Drew making a false statement soon, that should get Willow released from custody. Even her lack of an alibi shouldn't be an issue if Drew states firmly that he knows Michael shot him because he was there that night with a gun and Michael's alibi goes fair share of betrayals. But Michael Corinthos may have just crossed a line even he can't charm his way out of. What started as a desperate act to protect his family and reclaim control has spiraled into a full-blown disaster. One that could destroy his marriage, his reputation, and everything he's fought to build. This week on General Hospital, Michael's elaborate plan to frame Willow for financial misconduct takes a shocking turn, and the fallout could change the entire Corinthos family dynamic forever. Michael's breaking point. Michael's world has been unraveling piece by piece. His once perfect marriage to Willow has been strained ever since her loyalty started wavering, especially when she began siding with Sonny and Nina during the latest family war. What stung most for Michael wasn't just her sympathy for Nina, but her growing independence. When Willow began questioning Michael's business decisions at ELQ, he snapped. The son of Sonny Corinthos isn't used to being challenged, especially by his wife. Add in the pressure from Drew and Carly's latest public debacle, and Michael's fuse was already short. That's when his darker instincts took over. Convinced that Willow was plotting to expose his creative accounting, the same shadowy fund transfers that had covered up his alliance with Dex, Michael decided to turn the tables. He planted falsified documents implicating Willow in an embezzlement scheme, believing it would force her out of the company quietly. The idea was simple: ruin her career before she could ruin his. But in true GH fashion, nothing ever stays simple for long. The plan begins to crack. At first, everything went smoothly. The forged documents surfaced in ELQ's internal audit, right on schedule. Drew, eager to protect the company, ordered a quiet internal review, one that Michael assumed he could easily manipulate. But then came the twist. Instead of panicking, Willow calmly denied the allegations. Her serene confidence shook Michael to the core. She told Drew she'd let the facts speak for themselves, and that she was sure someone wanted her gone for personal reasons. Behind the scenes, she started her own investigation, enlisting none other than Spinelli to help her trace the digital trail. Spinelli, ever loyal to truth and technology, uncovered inconsistencies that led straight back to Michael's personal network access. Unbeknownst to Michael, Willow had already begun collecting evidence. Jason steps in. Jason Morgan's return to Port Charles has been shaking up every corner of town, and Michael's situation is no exception. Jason has always had a soft spot for Michael, but he's also got an unshakable moral code. When Willow quietly reached out to Jason for advice, he listened carefully. She didn't want to believe Michael was capable of framing her, but her instincts told her something was off. Jason, ever the realist, agreed to dig deeper. His investigation confirmed her worst fears. The document metadata pointed directly to Michael's device. Jason confronted Michael privately in the Quartermain boathouse, the same place where Michael once confided his hatred for Sonny. The tension was thick as Jason warned him, "You can't fix family by destroying it, Michael. You're becoming what you hate." Michael didn't take the advice well. He accused Jason of betrayal, of choosing Willow over him. But Jason's parting words cut deep. "If you don't come clean, someone else will." Carly's furious discovery. Meanwhile, Carly was busy putting out her own fires after the latest Metro court scandal. But when she overheard Drew and Ned discussing ELQ's security breach, her motherly instincts kicked in. She paid Michael a visit, demanding answers. When he brushed her off, she went to Willow directly. What she heard floored her, not just the accusation, but Willow's calm heartbreak. Carly realized her son wasn't the victim this time. He was the aggressor. And that realization shattered her. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Carly confronted Michael in his office and told him, "You've turned into Sonny, but without his loyalty or his heart." That hit home. The frame job blows up. The next morning, everything came crashing down. ELQ's board received an anonymous tip, with digital proof, linking Michael to the frame-up. Spinelli's findings were forwarded to Drew, who immediately called an emergency meeting. Michael arrived confident, assuming he could spin the story. But when Drew slid the printed emails across the table and said, "These came from your account," his face went pale. Willow was there too. Her voice didn't shake when she said, "I didn't want it to come to this, but I couldn't let you destroy me for your mistakes." The humiliation was brutal. Michael's every excuse fell apart. Drew suspended him pending a full investigation, and Ned, never one to miss an opportunity, reminded everyone that family loyalty has limits. As Michael stormed out, the entire ELQ boardroom fell silent. Even Brooke Lynn, who had once defended him, couldn't meet his eyes. The fallout at home. That night, Michael returned to the Corinthos gatehouse to find Willow gone. Her clothes, her files, even her wedding ring, everything was missing. Instead, she left a short note. "You tried to destroy me to save yourself. I loved you anyway. But I can't love this version of you. Not anymore." Those words haunted him. Michael's anger quickly gave way to regret, but the damage was irreversible. Willow moved out, taking Wiley and Amelia with her until the legal situation could be sorted. The once stable Corinthos family now stood divided, and this time, Michael was the reason.